I've never said a word when the DSS takes over your Federal High Court gate. But you want to come and intimidate Sowore?
Senior advocate,
you are intimidating me. You are even insulting my intelligence because you're introducing yourself to me as a son.
Senior advocate, may we know your name, please?
I have sons too that defend me, and they know that when I come to court, I discuss my matter. I'm waiting for the judge, just like you are waiting for the judge. You are telling me you are ordering me out. I'm not in your living room, sir. We are in a courtroom. Even if we don't have a case here, we have a right to sit down in the gallery.
Are you sitting down in the gallery now?
Yes, we are waiting for the
gallery.
This is the gallery of the justice, but in this case, I'm accused. I'm waiting for the judge.
Senior advocate, can we know your name, please? Is there a problem? Identify yourself, senior advocate. Can we know your name, please? The press would like to know you, sir.
You are insulting the concern of the country. Please
to ask for your name. To ask for your name, senior advocate.
Go out.
Are you so intolerant of freedom of press and freedom of expression? Senior advocate, please, can we know your name?
It's an abuse.
Can we know your name, senior advocate?
We have challenged you. Why have you two gone?
Senior advocate, is there a problem knowing your name? The press would love to know your name. We would love to document this and perhaps argue it in the future. Well, it appears the senior advocate is not comfortable telling us his name, but I don't think he's a stranger in the courtroom.
Now, some things in life don't always need to be written in bold letters before people understand they're not proper. The society runs in what I would call civil conduct. That is respect for people, respect for spaces and institutions. And that is where I want to begin today's conversation. A courtroom is a place that people go carrying tension. It's a place that people are very anxious about. Nobody ordinarily wants to go to the court unless due to circumstances. It is a place where your future gets redefined. So on any given court day, more than one case may be listed. So many people might arrive early, not because they have nothing to do, but because they want to settle down. They want to calm their nerves. They want to understand the space. Some people just want to finalize what to do in that moment. Court itself is a very tense environment for many people. So before we even begin to talk law, let us talk about civility. Because civility is simply positive treatment of other people. It means knowing that your freedom must sometimes give way to order and consideration for other people. It means you need to recognize that that space is shared. Because when you start granting interviews in a closed space, people might get distracted, attention will be divided, and that little time left for people to finalize their legal defense might be stolen. Now let us bring the law into it. Many people have argued that this is not stipulated. But the Nigerian Bar Association recently described the courtroom as a temple of justice, which is governed by law, procedure, and decorum. And they also raised concern about lack of courtroom decorum and the conduct that may influence sub judice proceedings. So, as much as people have argued that there is no law that says that you shouldn't grant an interview in court, there's equally no law that says that you should. But there is an emphasis on decorum in the courtroom, and the decorum does not stipulate only when the judge is around. The emphasis is on conduct within the courtroom itself. Now let's come to the incident itself. Sowore later framed the intervention of the senior advocate as intimidation. According to the video circulating, Sowore addressed the son as a lawyer in a bid to build a conversation, and the man later introduced himself more properly as a son. So if a lawyer with over 3 decades of practice walks up to you to say in substance, this should not be happening inside the courtroom, and in the course of that exchange clarifies, I am not just a lawyer, I am a senior advocate, should that translate to intimidation? Because in context, it can be understood as correction of position, a way of saying, I understand courtroom practice and I am speaking from experience and standing. You cannot say a man is trying to intimidate you because he introduced himself as a senior advocate. But at the same time, in that encounter, you invoke your own name. You want to intimidate Sowore, as though your name does not have presence. Influence is influence. If one side's status counts as pressure, then the other as well should be admitted as a source of pressure, because intimidation is not just determined by who knows the space better or who spoke first. Intimidation is determined by the posture, your volume, your body language, your advantage. He is seated, you're standing. You're shouting, he is quiet. You have your voice recording him. You're trying to dominate the space physically and verbally, and you still allege intimidation. So if someone tells the press not to interact in a court. And your response is finger pointing, you're standing over his head, you're shouting louder, your group energy, and then you have your media asking for his name in that heat, then how do you define intimidation? I see some people making references to how things are done in Kenya and other places. Why are you going to borrow examples when it fits your narrative? But why not draw examples from countries whose judicial system we are copying? So if you go to Uganda to draw example, this is not to bring down any country. Is it also okay for us to have a president who will rule us for 40 years? Is that the advancement we want in our democracy? And so I've always emphasized that a good leader should lead with clarity. Where the rule is not crystal clear, wisdom demands caution. Obeying an instruction in such a moment is not cowardice. It is discipline. It is maturity. You respect the process because life is a mirror. People often do what people see. Your followers take signals from you. They admire you so much, and that is why they will do whatever you do. And that is the point I am trying to make. Because your leader may have the name, they may have the platform, they may even have the resources to wriggle out of situations without consequences. But the followers might be caught in the web. And that is the point I'm trying to make. Because not all action that looks bold is wise. It is a truth at a time. Take care and have a nice day.